My daughter walked into this tiny room ready to take my bank card. And that day, this old table turned into a court where rumors, rules, and respect all stood up. Someone knocked on my door with short, nervous taps. I'm Esther. I keep my dignity in plain sight. I sat at this small table with my tea. The second knock came, faster this time. I'm coming, I called. My knees still worked, just slower now. I opened the door. My daughter Mara stood there with a tight jaw. Her husband Samir stood behind her, holding a folder. Hi, Mum, Mara said. Her smile did not reach her eyes. Can we talk? Samir asked. Inside? At the table? I stepped back and waved them in. This room is all yours, I said. They walked past the old chair by the window. They looked at the single picture on the wall. No one sat yet. The air felt thick. Sit, please, I said. Tea is hot. Mara sat in her usual chair. Samir sat beside her, close, like they shared one thought. He placed the folder on the table. It landed with a soft thud. This is about money, Mum, Mara said. My hand tightened around my cup. Whose money? I asked. Yours? She answered. For a moment, the room hummed with the fridge, and nothing else. All right, I said. My money sits right in this purse. I pointed to the worn bag on the chair. What is wrong with it? Mara took a breath. We heard something, she said, from the market. Samir shifted. I ran into Mrs. Kamal. He added. She said you asked her for cash last week. Mara looked at me. She said you seemed desperate. The word hung between us. Desperate, I repeated. I tasted it like bitter medicine. Is that what she said? Mara nodded. We know prices are high, she said. We know your pension is small. We just wish you had told us. Instead of borrowing from neighbours, Samir added. That is not safe, Mom. I sipped my tea. It had gone lukewarm. I see, I said. Someone talked. You listened. Now you are here. Mara's eyes shone. We are worried, she whispered. We love you. We do not want you to struggle alone. I watched them both, their backs straight in my small chairs. Worry sat between us, but so did something else. Assumption. Tell me exactly what she said, I asked. My voice stayed calm. Mara looked at Samir. She said you pulled her aside, he began, near the fruit stand. He cleared his throat. She said you told her you could not afford medicine, that you needed just a little loan to make it. Mara wiped her eyes. She said she felt so sad, she added. She said she hoped we would step up. I nodded slowly. Did she also say I walked to the market with my head high? I asked. Or that I always pay my bills on time? Samir frowned. She only spoke about that moment, he said. Mom, did you ask her for money? Mara pressed. I let the question sit for a heartbeat. I did speak with her, I said. Near the fruit stand. I remember the day. It was hot. My feet hurt. Mara leaned forward. And? She asked. Did you ask? I looked at the table. The wood showed small knife marks from past meals. I did speak about money, I answered. But not in the way she told you. Mara spread her hands. Help us understand then, she said, because right now it sounds bad. Samir nodded. We do not judge you, he added. We just need the truth. I set my cup down carefully. The truth is not afraid of this table, I said. Please sit back and listen. They both sat straighter. I drew a breath. At the market, I saw Mrs. Kamal near the onions, I began. She looked pale. She held a list and kept crossing things off. I paused. I asked her if she was all right. Mara's brow creased. Go on, she said. She said her rent went up, I continued. She said her son lost his job. She said she felt ashamed to ask anyone for help. I looked at Mara. So I told her I know that shame very well. Samir folded his arms. And the money? He asked. Who asked who? I smiled a little. She did not ask, I said. I offered. I told her, I can spare some this month. Take it. Pay me back when you breathe easier. Mara blinked. You gave her money? She asked. Not the other way around? Yes, I said. I gave, not begged. Mara stared at the table. Why would she twist it? She whispered. Maybe she felt guilty, Samir said. It is easier to say you helped than to admit you needed help. I shrugged. People like to stand on the tall side of a story, I said. It makes their neck feel long. I kept my words simple, but my chest burned. Mum, why did you not tell us? Mara asked. We could have helped her too, or at least known what you were doing. Because it was a small thing, I replied, and because I remember my father yelling over every coin he lent out. I saw his face in my mind, red, loud, full of numbers and blame. I promised myself my house would stay quiet, I said. Samir tapped the folder. Quiet is one thing, he said. Putting yourself at risk is another. We saw your bank slip, Mum. The balance is low. Mara winced. We peaked when you showed it last week, she admitted. We worry you are giving away what you need. The room felt even smaller now. The fridge hummed louder. How low did it look to you? I asked. Too low, Mara answered. We know your pension amount. We know rent. We did the math. Samir opened the folder. We asked our friend at the bank to explain, he said. You withdraw extra cash almost every month, not just for bills. He slid a paper toward me. We think you are helping too many people, he said. Mara's eyes were wet. And we think you are ashamed to ask us instead, she added. So you squeeze yourself to lift others. I looked at the paper. The numbers were mine. The story under them was not. You are right about one thing, I said. I do feel ashamed when I need help. Old habit. I met Mara's eyes. But you are wrong about another thing. She sniffed. What thing? She asked. I tapped the paper gently. These extra cash lines, I said. They are not wild gifts. They are careful ones. I pointed to the drawer under the table. And everyone has a twin in there. Mara glanced at the drawer. What is in there? She asked. Secrets. Samir half joked. Records, I said. Bring it out, Mom, Mara whispered. Please. I pulled the drawer open and took out a thick, cheap notebook. The cover was bent. The pages stuck out at odd angles. I set it in the center of the table. This is my little bank, I said. No interest. Only memory? Samir raised his eyebrows. You write things down? He asked. Every time, I replied. I opened to a filled page. Names and numbers marched in neat lines. Look, I said. Here is Mrs. Kamal. Here is the day. Here is the amount. Here is the date she paid half back. Mara leaned in. You track all this by hand? She asked. Yes, I said. I wanted no one to owe me words. Only numbers. Samir turned a few pages. There are many names, he murmured. So many small amounts. Small to you, I said. Big to them? Bus fare, medicine, school shoes. Mara touched a line with her finger. You write when they repay, she noted. And when they do not. Do they always repay? Mara asked softly. No, I said. Not always. I turned to another page. Some lines had neat, paid marks. Others held quiet blanks. Sometimes life hits them again, I explained. Sometimes they move away. Sometimes they avoid my eyes at the market. Samir frowned. And you just let it go? He asked. Most of the time, I replied. I do not chase people for coins when they are running from storms. Mara pressed her lips together. But who helps you? She asked. Who writes your name in their book? I smiled a little. I write my own, I said. I know what I can spare and what I cannot. I tapped the notebook. This is not proof that I am rich, I added. It is proof that I am careful. Samir sighed. Careful can still be risky, he said. One bad month, and you could fall behind. You are not young, Mum. Mara nodded. We do not want to find out from a stranger that you lost your home, she said. We want to know before the cliff. Samir slid the folder closer to me again. That is why we came, he said. We have a plan. Plans in folders rarely brought good news to my table. Tell me, I said. Slowly. Mara took his hand. We want to help you with money, she began, but not like this quiet lending and guessing. Samir opened the folder. Inside lay a simple form and a handwritten list. First, he said, we want to put your account under joint control with me. My stomach tightened. Joint control? I repeated. Yes, he said. I would hold your bank card. I would give you a set amount in cash every week. Enough for food, small treats, bus rides. Mara squeezed his fingers. That way no one can push you for money, she said. No one can talk you into loans at the market. If they try, you can say, my son-in-law handles everything. Samir nodded. It would protect you, he added, and protect us from surprise crises. I looked at the list beside the form. Rules for my own pocket, written by other hands. So, I said slowly, you want to keep my card in your house? Samir nodded. Yes, he answered. It is safer there. And each week, I continued, you will give me a small envelope. Mara swallowed. Yes, she said, like an allowance. The word scraped my ears. Allowance, I repeated, like I am a child again. No, Mum, Mara rushed, like support, like teamwork. I held up a hand. Let me finish, I said. This plan means every extra coin I give to someone must pass through you first. Samir shrugged. That is not a bad thing, he said. It forces you to think twice. I tapped the notebook. I already think 3 times, I replied. Before I open this book, I count my rent, my food, my medicines, my bus fares. Only then do I write a new line. Mara's eyes filled again. We just want you safe, she said. We cannot carry one more worry, Mum. We have bills too. We have the kids. I nodded. I know you are tired, I said. I know you carry much. But I will not sign away my keys because a neighbor twisted a story. Mara bit her lip. Then what do we do? She asked. Pretend we heard nothing. Samir tapped the form. We are trying to be responsible, he said. My father ignored warning signs. Now he sits in a chair and does not know his own name. We had to fight the bank, the landlord, everyone. His voice shook. We will not repeat that. I looked at him. Really looked. His fear sat on the table next to the papers. Samir, I said, I am sorry about your father. That is a deep wound. He nodded, eyes glassy. I do not want to control you, he said. I just do not trust time. I placed my hand over the notebook. Time is cruel, I agreed. But today my mind is clear. My hands can still count. My signature still means something. Do not bury me while I pour the tea. Mara let out a weak laugh. So no to the joint account? She asked. No, I said. But that does not mean no to every change? Their shoulders eased, just a little. I pulled a blank page from the back of the notebook. I set it on the table between us. You have a plan, I said. So do I. We can write a new one together. Mara frowned. What kind of plan? She asked. Simple, I replied. 3 rules, for me and for you. Samir leaned in. What rules? He asked. I smiled. Rule 1, I said. I will not give or lend money in secret anymore. If someone asks me for more than bus fare, I will tell you first. Mara nodded slowly. That would help, she said. We hate surprises. I wrote the words in big letters. Rule 2, I continued. Once a week we sit at this table and look at my bills together. No drama, no shouting, only numbers. Samir let out a breath. I like that, he said. We can catch problems early. I wrote again. Rule 3, I added. If I ever feel lost with money, I will ask for help before I touch my savings. I looked up. Not after. Mara stared at the page. These rules sound like trust, she said, not control. That is the idea, I replied. Money should feel like a tool, not a leash. I tapped the notebook. I refuse to live tied to an envelope from your house. Samir rubbed his chin. But what about safety? He asked. What about someone tricking you? I smiled. We can add one more line, I said. I wrote slowly. No new loans to people we do not know well, unless Mara or Samir meets them first. Mara laughed a little. A family interview, she said. At this table. In this room, I agreed. If someone does not want to sit here and explain, they do not want the help enough. Samir leaned back. I can work with this, he said. It keeps your freedom, but puts some guardrails. Mara reached for the pen. May I sign too? She asked. So it is not just your promise. I nodded and passed it. She signed beside my name. Samir added his under hers. 3 names, 1 page, no chains. I stood and reached for the tape on the shelf. The roll stuck to itself like old worries. I peeled a piece free. What are you doing? Mara asked. Posting our rules, I said. I walked to the wall just above this table. I taped the page there, straight as I could. The ink shone in the room's soft light. Now they watch us, I said, not the other way around. Samir smiled. A house policy, he said. Very official. Very simple, I replied. Anyone who sits here can read it. Mara moved her chair closer to mine. Mum, she said quietly, I am sorry I believed that story so fast. I squeezed her hand. You were scared, I said. Scared people grab the first tale that explains their fear. She nodded. Next time I will ask you first, she promised. Not the market. Samir tapped the table. Next time I will also remember what this room has seen, he said. You raised Mara here. You stretched every coin. You are not reckless. I felt my shoulders ease. Respect flowed back into the cracks. We stayed at the table a while longer. The room grew softer as evening settled outside. There is still one thing, Mara said. We also want to help, not only watch. I tilted my head. Help how? I asked. We can send a small set amount each month, she said. Not through Samir's hand. Straight to one bill. Maybe your electricity. That way you have less to worry about. Samir nodded. We already budgeted a little, he said. It will not buy our control. It will just buy light. I studied their faces. They looked tired, not greedy. If the money comes with no rules about my visits or my choices, I said, then I can accept it. Mara held up a finger. One rule only, she replied. If we send it, you do not skip meals to keep your notebook happy. I laughed. You think I starve for my book? I asked. She half smiled. Sometimes I wonder, she said. You are too proud. I shook my head. I am proud, I agreed. But I am not foolish. I will eat. Then I will write. Later, after we ate simple bread and cheese, the doorbell rang again. A softer ring this time. Mara stood. I will get it, she said. She opened the door. Mrs. Kamal stood there, clutching her bag. Her eyes widened when she saw Mara. Oh, she said. I did not know you were here. Mara folded her arms. We were just talking about you, she replied. Her voice was cool. I rose slowly. Come in if you like, I said. There is space at the table. Mrs. Kamal hesitated, then stepped inside. She did not sit. I came to return the rest, she said quickly. She pulled some folded notes from her bag. I told my sister about your kindness. She helped me. I want to finish this debt. I nodded. Thank you, I said. I will mark it now. I opened the notebook to her page. Mara watched every move. You told people at the market I asked you for money, I added. That hurt my child. Mrs. Kamal flushed. I only said we had money talk, she muttered. I never meant harm. I looked at her carefully. Words grow as they walk, I said. Next time, please choose smaller ones. She shifted from foot to foot. You are right, she whispered. I was embarrassed. It felt easier to say you asked me. I am sorry, truly. Mara spoke up. My mother does not beg, she said. She helps, even when she should rest. Samir nodded beside her. We will guard her better now, he added. I held up my hand. No fighting, I said softly. We are not a court. I pointed at the notebook. You paid what you could, I said to Mrs. Kamal. I will mark this as settled now. After today, we also settle the story. Agreed? Tears gathered in her eyes. Agreed, she said. Thank you. I wrote paid on the line and closed the book. One more thing, I added. I have new house rules. I do not give new loans without my family here. So next time you need help, you must sit with us at this table. She gave a small smile. Maybe that is good, she said. After she left, Mara sat down slowly. That felt different, she said. You spoke for yourself right away. I nodded. The rules on the wall helped my back stay straight, I replied. Samir smiled. I liked hearing you say house rules, he said, like a captain. I laughed. This room is my ship, I said. I do not plan to sink yet. Mara touched the paper on the wall. I am proud of us, she said. We did not run from the hard talk. We walked through it, I agreed. At this table, with this chair, in this same old room. Samir looked around. I used to see this place as small, he admitted. Now it feels important. I poured fresh tea. Rooms become big when truth fits inside them, I said. Today, truth squeezed in and stayed. Mara took her cup. Next week, she said, we start our first bill meeting. Bring your calculator, I replied. I will bring my glasses. We all laughed, the sound warm and easy. A few weeks later, our routine settled like a soft blanket. Every Sunday afternoon, Mara and Samir came to this room. They placed their phones face down on the table. I laid out my papers. All right, Samir would say. Rent, light, water, medicine. Let's see. We would read each bill. We would circle dates and numbers. Your electricity is a little high, Mara said once. You sleep with the TV on? I smiled. I forget it sometimes, I admitted. I will be stricter. Another time, Samir pointed to my notebook. No new loans this month, he noted. How does that feel? I looked at the blank page. Strange, I said, but also peaceful. Mara grinned. Peace is cheap and rich at once, she said. We checked my small savings. We checked their transfer to the light bill. Each time the math ended, my chest felt lighter. "This is not control," I told them. "This is company." Samir nodded. "And practice," he replied. "For when we are old too." One quiet evening, after they left, I stayed at the table alone. The rules on the wall rustled slightly in a small breeze. I opened my notebook to a fresh page. At the top, I wrote, "Gifts I receive." I listed their light bill help. I listed their Sunday visits. I listed the way they now asked me first, not the market. I smiled at the mix of coins and care. Some lines had numbers, some had only words. Both felt real. My phone buzzed. A message from Mara lit the screen. "Home safe," it read. "Love you. Proud of our team." I typed back, "Me too. Sleep well. Remember Sunday." I set the phone down and looked around this simple room. Same chair, same table, same thin curtains. But the story inside had shifted. No one held my card far away. No one bought my silence with envelopes. We had rules now, and they hung where everyone could see. Some accounts live in banks, I thought. Some live in notebooks. The best ones live in hearts that make room at one small table, again and again.